Do you feel stuck and overwhelmed? Do you happen to have any unmade decisions floating around in your brain that is causing some clutter in your life? Hello, if we haven't met before, my name is Michele and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So have you ever really stopped to think about all those unmade decisions that you have cluttering up your life? Let me guess, the answer is no. Our days are filled with making decisions from the time we open our eyes in the morning until the time we actually decide to go to bed at night.
Hey, I just wanted to pop in again real quick. So if you're feeling stuck and dissatisfied in your life but have no idea how to gain the clarity you want, I can 100% help you with that. The link to apply to work with me is down below.
And what about all those unmade decisions that you have floating around in your brain? I bet if you actually sat down right now, you would be able to write out a list of at least 10, from little decisions to big decisions that you have going on in your life right now. And did you ever stop to actually think about how those decisions are affecting you? Have you given any thought to how those unmade decisions are actually causing you to feel overwhelmed and actually stressed? And how does it actually affect your productivity? So let me ask, have you ever had this happen to you before? Your head's down in full concentration working on a project, and all of a sudden something triggers that unmade decision and it completely derails all of your progress. Now you become focused on that unmade decision instead of actually working on your project and completing it. And I think you'll probably agree with me that that unmade decision is actually affecting you in a lot of ways. It's affecting your sleep, your concentration, and your overall well-being and health. The problem is it impacts our overall feelings of happiness and joy. And have you ever stopped to actually think about it like that? Like how that unmade decision impacts you? Because sometimes we don't even give it a second thought. We just, oh, I gotta make that decision. And then you move on, but then it pops up on you unexpectedly. And the time you spend deliberating on making that unmade decision repeatedly, time after time, as it pops back up, well, it boils down to this. The problem is it impacts your overall feelings of happiness and joy. Have you ever actually stopped to think about it in that way? The time you spend deliberating on an unmade decision actually has consequence on your life, and it boils down to this. They're holding you back from your progress, and it leaves you feeling exhausted. It leaves your brain filled with clutter, and in the end, it's just procrastination. The solution is actually quite simple. Make the decision. And if you need to do some research on the decision, put time on your calendar to do the research and make the decision. Or just set aside time in the morning when your brain is fresh for a list of decisions that need to make. So create yourself a decision parking lot with all of those. And look at how that decision will affect you. So in 5 years from now, how is this decision going to affect you? Is it going to have a big impact on your life or a small impact on your life? Which one is it? Because if it's going to have a little impact on your life, then it should really just take you a little bit of time to actually make that decision. Ask yourself, why am I making this so hard? Like, why is this decision so hard? I don't understand. Like, what are your thoughts around that decision? Like, are you making it into something that it's really not? Because our thoughts then drive our actions, and our actions drive our results. And now this is important. What are you scared of? Like, what are you afraid will happen if you actually make that decision? Like, fear can pop up in some really strange places for us. So really give it some thought. Like, if you're spending too much time on a simple decision, why is it? Like, is there some underlying fear that you have going on in your life that you need to actually resolve? And this is where people run into problems because they think that that unmade decision is not causing them to feel overwhelmed or stressed when actually it is. And there is a consequence for not making that decision, and that's cluttering up your mind and it's keeping you stuck. What is the worst that can happen if you make a decision already? Thank you so much for watching this week. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you back next week on Wednesday when I drop my next video.